Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Emmanuel, I'm a former Boeing 737 pilot and a member of the PMDG 737 tech team. It is the Fly and See Santa event, but unlike the last couple of years, today we are going to be flying a little bit further in the south, and we are using the event to benefit from the full staffing of the primary airports of the respective countries. So after we've already flown Oslo to Stockholm previously, we're now going on from Stockholm to Helsinki. So follow me inside and we'll start setting our 737 up for today's service. Now, we haven't flown from the first officer's seat in quite a while, so why don't we do that one again? Now, let's get right into it and start by checking our flight plan. So we're going to start with the basics, and that is, as always, the en route weather chart. You can see we've got moderate icing below flight level 180, but we are planned above that, so that shouldn't be much of a problem. Now, looking into the weather forecast for the airports, Helsinki, clear skies, temperature -1, so we'll probably have to do cold temperature correction today. Apart from that, the forecast itself is looking beautiful for the evening. We might see the sky get a little bit cloudy through the night, but we should be there long before that. Now, looking into the flight plan itself, departing at 14:30, which is in 16 minutes. We're arriving about 15 minutes ahead of schedule. Planned on flight level 290. Now, looking into the flight plan, 4.5 is the minimum, and to be honest, I don't really see any reason to take extra over that today. After all, it isn't that busy at this time of the day anymore, and most of the traffic is quite a bit further up north. So 4.5 tons of fuel should absolutely be it, but we are going to do this in real time. So let's enter 4,500 down here, and then we can start refueling in real time. I do really like those features. For the rest of it, we will be using GSX, so let's get GSX right up here, and we can already request our boarding in here as well. So, a couple of basic checks over here. First things first, we make sure that the weather radar is not on. We don't need to test the oxygen again, since this is obviously a turnaround that we are doing. Now, let's go ahead and start setting the airplane up for today's flight. The important stuff is all done, so we can go right down into the FMC and start down here. So let's start by requesting our flight plan from the SimBrief filed route. Scandinavian 702 is our call sign from Stockholm to Helsinki. Now, we also have that flight down here on the second EFB. One small limitation of the airplane is that at this point you always put the left EFB down here, so the right one is actually still stuck up here. That's just something we've got to live with. So while the flight is loading, let's go down into the ACARS and request our departure ATIS for Echo Sierra Sierra Alpha. And we are going to go for a VATSIM ATIS sent. Now the route data is here, so let's go departing. Runway, I do believe it's going to be a 19er right, but let's wait until the ATIS arrives so that we know for sure. If we just look into the older ATIS that we had on the previous arrival, it says departing runway 19 right, so that's probably going to do. We can always change it if it becomes necessary. So 19 right is selected, then let's go down to our route, which is via the Tovry for Echo departure, which we actually don't have for that runway, but that's because we got a different runway in here, so that's fine. Now, arriving into Helsinki, ILS 15 is active with a Lakut 8 mic arrival. And then we can have a quick look over that. That looks good. Activate. Alright, now for the performance, our cost index is 25. Our reserve fuel 2.2. Zero fuel weight is 55. Flight level 290. Average wind 261 at 25. Like that. Outside temperature ISO -7, so that's -49 degrees. Transition altitude 5001. So up here we got noise abatement procedure number 2, acceleration in 1000 feet, wet, skid resistant runway, like that. 250 below 100 is good. Then we got Stockholm, Arlanda with a 25-mile ring on the fixed page, and we'll cross-check the legs page as soon as we have our IFR clearance. So, that's the basics done down here. Then let's go and see if we can get said IFR clearance. So, current ATIS information Bravo, Stockholm departure, and that's actually runway 19 left in use. Is that what we've selected? No. Okay. So we'll redo that. 19 left. Runway 4 Echo, now it's correct. Okay, tell you what, let's go ahead and request the IFR clearance and then see what we're actually getting. So, departure clearance, ATIS, Bravo, stand is 5, and the center is going to be Echo Sierra Sierra Alpha. Alright, that's all looking good. Send that clearance request, and then we'll just see what's going to come back, and then we decide. Refueling is completed already, love it. Refueling is complete. Okay, cool. So we are done with our FMC setup down here, at least until the clearance arrives. GSX is once again doing GSX things over here. No further comments, so let's set up our panel. Not that there would be much to do. Let's see what the destination field elevation is. Runway 15, 213, so we need 150 up here. So flight director's on, minus master. Runway track is going to be 181. Okay, all of that stuff is looking good. Fuel flow reset. And frequencies, we'll just leave them as they are for the time being. Down here everything's set. Transponder can go on to number 2 since we're flying from the right hand seat. Frequencies are set, everything's set, beautiful. Okay, cool. So let's see, that's a couple messages. So, PDC number 9, cleared to Helsinki, off runway 19 left, Tovry for Echo, climb 5000. Which is set, and squawk 2264, next frequency 12183. Alright, cool. And ATIS Bravo is on board, monitor 12183 and report ready. Interesting, monitor and report ready, okay.
Okay.
We can certainly put that one active. Okay, then we had a second message down here, and that's just request being processed, standby, okay. Yeah, so it is runway 19 left, which we got now, and the Tovry for Echo departure. Excellent, then let's find the charts for that. In the meantime, we can load from SimBrief down here. And that should be 4,500 kilos. So, find the charts, airport, and we'll need parking stands and departure routes, which is this one, and parking stands and departure routes continued. Alright, now we need the charts, Tovry for Echo, which is over here. So, initial climb clearance 5,000, that's what ATC gave us as well. 5,000 is in here once, and 5,000 is now in here twice. What's that? ATC call? Let's do that over here real quick. Clearance confirmed. Beautiful. Okay, lovely. So, that stuff is done. Then let's see about our route. Straight out Sierra Alpha 551 above 600 feet. Then it's a left-hand turn, inbound 552, maximum 205 knots and above 1500 feet. We got that one, and then towards Tovry. That's it, 2200 feet MSA, and departure 13033, nothing in the text box. So contact 1 advised by tower. Or does it say anything else? Yeah, contact 1 instructed. Good. That's it. Beautiful. Okay, so MFRA is going to be 1120. Alright, and then we can start with our departure briefing. So threats for today's departure, I do honestly not see any. What am I doing now? There we go. So, route check please. Echo Sierra Sierra Alpha to Echo Foxtrot Hotel Kilo, Sierra Alpha Sierra 702. And the routing is via Tovri, November 851, Recon Direct Ririb Yankee 364 Lakut for the Lakut arrival, ground distance 225 versus 228. Beautiful. Time UTC 1424, altimeter 1013, reading 110. MFRA 1120, flight directors on minus master, standby instruments set. Right seat takeoff, runway 19 left, flaps 5, noise abatement procedure 2, takeoff speeds to be determined. Engine out straight at 25, climbing to 3000, MSA 2200. If we need to come back, runway 26 is active, we are below the maximum landing weight. Emergencies as briefed earlier, and for the pushback it's going to be a pushback to the left hand side. Then we do have a standard taxi routing over here, which is straight out via Alpha Bravo over here, and then southbound via Zulu, pretty much all the way until I think the roundabout, and then uniform onto Yankee or something like that. Okay, cool. That's the hotspot number 1. And do we 10-9 Alpha for the description? Okay, we will just quickly have a look into that. So 10-9 Alpha, hotspot 1. So risk of entering runway when taxiing via taxiway Delta to Yankee. Risk of entering South Apron when taxiing from Yankee to runway 1 left. Okay, yeah, so be it. Am I actually talking nonsense here? We're going to the left runway, aren't we? So might actually taxi up here as well. So more something like this onto X-ray. Then by X-ray all the way up here. Let's actually quickly pin the airport chart as well then, just so that we've got something. Here we go, so X-ray, southbound Whiskey, and then 19 left over here. Alright, beautiful, so that's that. Now for our sit, that's the Tovri for Echo departure. Pretty early left-hand turn, climbing to 5000, no problem. Contact departure when advised. Any questions? No? Beautiful. Briefing complete. Transit before start checklist. Gear pins 1, 2, and 3 removed. Probe covers 1 to 3, 4, 5 removed. Yaw damper on. Fuel 4, 5 required. 4, 5 on board. 4 pumps on. Fast melts on. Window heat on. Air can press. Packs off. Bleeds on set. Press mode selector auto. Instruments cross-checked. Auto brakes RTO. Speed brake. Down detent, park and brake, set, stop and cutout switches normal, radius radar and transponder set standby, run on ailerons 3 and 0, take a briefing disgusting, and the rest is to go. Okay, cool. So all that good stuff is done. We forgot the squawk, 2264. Now we got that one as well. Then let's see about the boarding. I think it is completed already. Yeah, boarding completed. So prepare for pushback and departure, no de-icing needed, weather is actually okay, and then let's start the APU. And while the APU is coming, we can start with our loading. So we got 55.1 as zero fuel weight, which is 100 more than planned, and that's 59.6, which matches what we got. CG 24. Performance tools, Stockholm 19 left, full length, import, wet runway, and anti-ice, yeah, can't stay off, air conditioning will be on, import the weather, and calculate. Takeoff 248. So takeoff 2 at 48, 87.2, flaps 5, CG 24. and that's 5.2 units trim. Takeoff speeds 27, 30, 35. Alright, and that is set. Cool, so 5.2 units trim, which is roughly what we got. Perfect. Cool, so that's our performance completed. Then let's quickly say hello to our guests and deselect the ILS. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening from the flight deck. This is your captain speaking. My name is Emmanuel. In the name of Scandinavian, welcome aboard our Boeing 737-800 on our flight to Helsinki. Today's flight time will be approximately 40 minutes, expecting a smooth flight at 29,000 feet. Thank you for being with us. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the trip. And if there is anything we can do for you to make it more enjoyable, please don't hesitate to ask any of our charming cabin crew members. Thank you very much, and once again, welcome on board. So it looks like delivery just went offline. So it's probably going to be ground on... actually, 12183. Or is it? No, 11705.
Ground FedEx 1421, ready to taxi 19 FedEx 2.
Ah, he's cross-coupled the frequencies. Okay, that actually makes it easier.
282, cover that.
Well then, let's complete the checklists. So, all the ground equipment can be removed. So release air conditioning, release ground power, and the parking brake is set. Remove chocks. Door management, close all. And then we can... come on, arm all. Here we go. So everything's done, everything's removed. Perfect. Delivery, good evening again. Scandinavian 702 requesting startup.
Bye-bye.
So complete the rest of the checks. PA complete, FMC and CDU. Set, N1 in IS box, automatic reduce 22k, speeds 27, 30, 35 set, stop trim 5.2 set, takeoff briefing complete, performance weight and balance sign sent, phones off, EFB, airplane mode stowed, flight windows and cockpit door locked, doors closed, and passengers seated before start checklist complete. Well then, if we have to stand by for our clearance anyway, then let's just...
Scandinavian 702, Arlanda clearance delivery, contact ground 11705.
121-705, Scandinavian 702, bye-bye. Arlanda ground, good evening, Scandinavian 702, requesting pushback and startup, stand 5.
Hello, Scandinavian 702, Arlanda ground, pushback and startup approved.
Pushback and startup approved, Scandinavian 702. Before start checklist below the line, air compacts off, anti-collision light on, parking brake set, transponder alt off, before start checklist complete. So, ground flag, we are clear to push and start, and the parking brake is set.
Hello, Scandinavian 13 Yankee, Arlanda ground, taxi to San.
Roger that, and push with the nose left, please. Release parking brakes. Parking brakes released. Roger, stand by for engine start.
Taxi to San.
Alrighty, and here we go. So, we do definitely have a little bit of time available.
5 to the Foxtrot, contact tower 118.505.
18505.
I just love how quick the engine start is nowadays. Overall, you save half a minute compared to the earlier PNDG start. That's just really cool. Okay, so, ground from flight deck. We'll be starting in sequence 2, then 1, and we'll begin with engine number 2 now. Clear 2. Engine 2 start.
913 Yankee, I can't seem to locate
And 2.
Foxtrot to the left on my chart. Is there any way you can take the stand 8, 6,
Oil pressure,
4?
and 1.
That works.
Roger, taxi to standard.
Okay, taxi to standard. Scanner 126.
For X-ray and request pushback.
Okay, pushback completed, set park and brake.
X-ray, Delta, push back.
Park and brake set. Starting cutout, monitor 2, starting 1.
Approved. For X-ray.
Ground flight, starting engine 1. Clear 1. And 2.
Fine.
Oil pressure. And 1.
To Jetman Kilo Papa, Orlando clearance delivery. Clear to Hamburg via Mosley 5 Echo departure. Climb 5,000 feet, squawk 0520. Information Charlie valid, QNH 1013.
Alana ground, good evening, Ryanair 97 Charlie Whiskey.
Starter cutout, monitor 1. Engine 1, waiting for the pin.
To Jetman Kilo
Stable.
Papa, read back correct, report ready on ground, swamp 1.705. Hello, Ryanair 97 Charlie, Victor, or correct Charlie Whiskey, Arlanda, ground. Taxi to stand for sedan via Tuve.
So, there's the clear signal received. Flight controls. Full up. Full down, neutral. Full left, full right, neutral. Rudder, full left, full right, and neutral. Default taxi checklist. Generators on, APU off, start switches continuous, probe heat on, anti-ice off, air conditioning, PAX auto, bleeds on, isolation off, auto, flaps, fast required, fast selected, and green light, stop German 5.2 required set, start with idle turn, flight control check, recall check, default taxi checklist complete. Skip.
118.505. Copy that. 118.505. Sorry about that. Thank you, bye.
Scandinavian sub-02, request taxi.
Scandinavian 702, taxi to holding point, runway 19 left via Whiskey. Correction via Southern Whiskey.
Taxi Honeycomb 1 left via southern route and Whiskey, Scandinavian 1, correction 702.
Negative. Just south of Whiskey, so X-ray first.
Roger, south on Whiskey, X-ray first, Scandinavian 702. Okay, perfect. So straight out, X-ray to the right, and then south on Whiskey, which is that one. Perfect, now we know what to do. Clear left side, clear right side. Brakes off, config. Okay, so straight out, second to the right, on to X-ray. We are down here. Looks like Zulu is all clear. No rockets shooting in from those guys vacating 26 over there. Alright, again, both sides clear. Let's make it nice and legal. 10 knots for the turn.
On the ground, hello, Scandinavia 501, Fredrik, keeping turn.
Hello, Scandinavian
Beautiful.
Arlanda, correction Arlanda ground. Thanks to stand for
So, Whiskey is past the maintenance apron there. Or at least past the apron. Yeah, that's got to be maintenance apron with the engine test area there. So, straight out for quite a while. It's probably this one. No, probably that one. First one, I suppose. Okay, excellent. So, all the way up to 30 knots. Taxiways seem to be in good condition over here. Something that you always should have an eye on when you are operating in winter conditions. And here we go, 30 knots. Excellent. Then let's have a quick look into the airport chart. Southbound whiskey. Yep. What else?
Request taxi.
Okay, good. So, taxi checklist, please. Config. Check. Flaps 5, green light. Stop trim 5.2 set. Takeoff briefing. Right to takeoff runway 19 left. Flaps 5. Noise abatement procedure number 2. Takeoff speeds 1. What do we have there? 127, 130, 135 set. Pax auto, bleeds on, anti-ice off. Sit straight ahead and a right hand turn. No, straight ahead and a left hand turn, climb to 5000 and we contact departure when advised by air traffic control. Engine outset straight ahead 25 miles, climbing 3000, MSA 2200, no temperature correction necessary, and well, that's pretty much it. Any questions or suggestions? No? Beautiful. So, here's whiskey.
Oh, guten Tag. You wanted information. Charlie requesting airport to Oslo as file.
Alrighty.
Hello, gentlemen, 251 Arlanda ground.
So, southbound here, and then first one to the left, which is Whiskey 8, and that's the full length from the left. So, cabin. Secure, and that's the before takeoff checklist complete down to the
Turn to
left.
Oslo via the Galno
Let's do the AFDS floodlight a bit. Getting a bit fast, but below 34. As long as it is below 34, the OFDM is not going to trigger. That's the important point here.
We're clear to Oslo where the Rocky 5 expect departure. 2581, thank you.
Scan the 2581 with direct ring. Scan the event 702, contact tower 118, decimal 505.
118, decimal 505, Scandinavian 702, good night.
Yeah.
Oh, that must have been a little bit too much braking. Target evening, Scandinavian 702, turning into Mike 8, ready for departure.
Scandinavian 702, hello again, Arlanda Tower. Wind is 250 degrees, 6 knots, runway 19 left, cleared for takeoff, and thank you for flying, and thank you for understanding, and also love your video.
Thank you so much, runway 19 left, cleared for takeoff, Scandinavian 702, and love your service this evening, it's wonderful, it really is. Look at that, and at that moment he turns the stop bar off.
Scandinavian 126, welcome to Stockholm. Contact ground on 121 1705. Bye. 11705.
Alright, before takeoff checklist below the line. MCP, set, transponder, Tara, strobe lights on, landing lights on, before takeoff checklist complete. Ready?
Arlanda Tower, good evening, behind the departing Scandinavian 737 on runway 19 left, line up runway 5.
Set takeoff thrust. Takeoff thrust set, indications normal. Checked. You're up. Don't ask me why the approach warning comes on. Not supposed to. Oh no.
Scandinavian 702, contact approach 126655, have a good flight, bye bye.
126.655, Scandinavian 702, bye bye. So buck up.
Remember that 13255, that going to be
6182,
That's one.
132,
Speed check.
155.
That's one.
Remember that doesn't 155, sorry about that.
No worry.
Approach, good evening, Scandinavian 702, passing 2,000, climbing 5,000. Engine not yes on.
Canada 702, Stockholm departure, identified.
What's up?
Down by SID, flight level 180.
Climb by SID to flight level 180, Scandinavian 702. Set. 18,000 chance.
Alpha would approach Scandinavian fighter Bravo with top on board, passing final 160.
50 Bravo, Stockholm approach, identified. Would you be interested in the AMD Yankee approach?
So, we do have the 105 knot restriction over the next waypoint. Well, 205 knots. And for now, flaps up no lights. VNAV, set standard.
Roger, then expect the AMD Yankee approach around with 26.
And standard is cross-check passing 3,700.
501.
Checked. After takeoff checklist.
Okay, AMD Yankee 26, I will go to Sierra Alpha 501, Scandinavian 501.
Anti-ice is going to stay on for the time being, so we got air cannon press 2.0 climbing and set. And the altimeters. Oh, that. Keep climbing, please. Standard cross check, passing level 50. Now, checked. So, full climb thrust. And that's the after takeoff checklist.
50 Bravo, descend to altitude 5,000 feet, QNH 1013.
5,000 QNH 1013, Scandinavian 501.
So finally, going through waypoint 552, we can accelerate towards 250.
Scandinavian 1410,
How about that for now? Engine out yes.
500 feet, QNH 1013, continue present heading.
Present heading 1013, descend 3,000 feet, Scandinavian 1410.
1410, negative.
And we can already release the cabin crew.
I've got 2,500 feet, Scandinavian
Here we go.
1410.
Beautiful. So we're out of Stockholm and bound for Helsinki. Another pretty short flight.
1410, maintain 250 knots, we're going to proceed.
Definitely another pretty short flight, just 200 and something miles.
Scandinavian
Also, let's do those lights already. Looking good. Just gonna love the radar climb on the 737 here. Sometimes I wish we could do that on an Airbus, but, well, I suppose that radar climb also comes with that radar climb. I think that might be for us. 131.130 Scandinavian 702, good night.
Good night.
13113. Speed control, good evening, Scandinavian 702, passing level 102, climbing level 180, and we should be able to receive your voice.
84, Scandinavian 702, stop Sweden control, identified, climb level 290.
Climbing flight level 290, Scandinavian 702. Set, 290 checked, and that's set once, twice, and 3 times. Monitoring 1 to 1.5. And that is a different controller than on the last flight, so yeah, we are most definitely able to receive them on voice. So, altimeters, passing level 112, climbing level 290, 10 checks. And the fuel is balanced, with 4 pumps on, lights off, APU off, air cannon press, 4.6, climbing.
Christmas 25, could you just repeat that frequency, mate, sorry?
And set.
Frequency 132,
That's auto, recall, checked, and monitoring
2505, and Merry
1.5, checks
Christmas from
complete.
Christmas 25, mate, thank you. Scandinavian 1481, contact Polaris 127.255.
I suppose he's probably not going to have any nice directs for us, because as far as I can tell over here, the Honeycomb is already the boundary. That's fine. Well then, 15:22 is our arrival time. And 15:45 is scheduled. Beautiful.
Contact approach 126, decimal 655 for red nose 4.
Okay, that's exactly how I like this stuff.
Scandinavian 1 Victor Fox,
Easy and straightforward.
Scandinavian 1 Victor Fox.
I suppose I'm going to leave the lights off. Hope that you guys are able to see something properly anyway. And then let's go ahead and start working on the arrival already.
Swiss 1225, contact Helsinki 121.3. Bye bye. 121.3.
So weather is requested. Let's see what we're going to get. And let's just quickly switch that HUD around so that all of those lights go off. ATC call. Helsinki Artis Golf. Arrival runway 15 with an ILS. Runway condition code 555, 100% wet, chemically treated. Takeoff, significant contaminant thin. Okay, transition level 60, wind 150 at 8. Clear skies, temperature -1, QNH 1019. Cool. 1019 is pre-selected. Yeah, I don't like that one cloud over there. Let's go a couple of degrees left here. Heading select. Just to get around that one thing.
702, contact Helsinki 121.3. Bye bye.
121.3, Scandinavian 702. Good evening.
And I'm going to straight ahead, which way fine should I expect boarding?
So going for level 200, Aircon and Press is looking fantastic.
By the time you arrive, next for the cloud will clear.
And we clear the clouds,
Okay,
so let's
you.
go back direct to Honeycomb. Enough available.
Oh no. Mike arrival runway 15, close step, and ready, descent to flight level 100.
Clear to set for Mike, arrival 15, descent level 100. Clear process.
Helsinki, good evening, Scandinavian 702, flight level 221, climbing 290.
Scandinavian 702, thank you, contract, good evening, radar, contact clear, passport, 8 Mike arrival runway 15.
Lockwood 8 Mike arrival, runway 15, Scandinavian 702. Alright. Lockwood 8 Mike, runway 15. That's what we're expecting. Beautiful, so let's go ahead and fill all this stuff out. 250 below 100, forecast 1019. Flight level 60 is looking good, then we can request our descent winds. Fixed rings runway 15. And that's going to be a 7, 10, and 4.
Scandinavian 1720, reduce further
Let's
speed
load those
to
winds.
50 knots.
Here we are.
Scandinavian 1720, speed to 50 knots.
Lockwood 8 Mike, here it is.
Finnair to far contact Helsinki radar 119, that's no
ILS 15.
1191, Finnair to the far goodbye.
airport, and
Midnight,
right
Papa, clear to step
and that's probably going to do.
for Mike Rudder, runway 15, when ready, descend to flight level 100.
So, luck above 100, Marlow max 250.
Runway 15, when ready, set flight level 100. Spin Charlie Papa.
Scandinavian 1720, contact
And we have luck above 100, Marlow 250. Then we continue to VBEP and then a Helpo 220 above 3000. And that is looking good. Continue on that heading for an ILS approach to runway 15 and looking into the chart.
Can we show how many nautical miles till I need to change?
So, Elcon at from there towards
Until I tell you, but you can
and there we start our descent from 2000 with a 3-degree glide slope and down to the minimum of 363 with cold temperature correction that becomes 383. Let's already set that.
Step Delta, Helsinki control, good again, radar contact clear, Clark code 8 Mike arrival, runway 15.
Here we go. So, vertical speed,
Negative, Clark code 8 Mike
1000
arrival.
and 1000 to go. So there is a little bit of low-level weather over here, but nothing of that is interesting for us. Okay, cool. So that is all checked. Mr. Approach, straight at 2.3 dB, Hotel Lima, turn left 080, climbing 2000. And we got 143 until 2 dB, Hotel Lima, 080, 2000, and that's in here as well. Beautiful. So this is too easy today, isn't it? Let's make it a little bit more complicated then. Let's do some cold temperature corrections, because, well, it's negative temperatures down there.
Leave the holding now, fly heading 200.
Leaving the holding while exiting at 200, everyone, and then at 70.
Okay, so the highest MSA is 2,300, and that is roughly 2,100 feet above the field elevation.
When ready, descend to flight level 100.
So, VNAV, let's do some cold temperature stuff then, and let's find that table for you guys. Should be this one. So here's the ICAO cold temperature error table. As we can see, with an upper temperature that's roughly at 0 degrees and 2,000 feet elevation, we get a correction of around 120 feet. So adding the 20 feet to reach 2,100, we basically have a temperature corrected MSA of 2,500 feet. So anything below 2,500 needs some temperature correction from us. Now, looking into the FMC, luckily there isn't much. 100 is above it, 3,000 is above it, the only one we have is the 2,000 over here, and that one is going to become 2,120 or above. And the same for this one. Insert and the missed approach altitude as well. Can't change it? Okay, well, we gotta remember it. Okay, cool. So that stuff is in there, and that's everything that we really have to correct, so nothing more to worry about here. Cool. So with that stuff done, let's do a little bit of mathematics. Well, let's actually set up the courses and frequencies first. So 143, 143, 1091.
Easy 99922, Helsinki control, good evening, radar.
Like that, do we need any other navigate? Well, 14.2 I suppose. Okay, cool. So all that good stuff is already set. Now, we are not going to need the HUD ourselves, but for a colleague, elevation 163.
Mike, arrival, runway 15.
Enter, and runway length. $2,901.
Going 90270, proceed direct border.
Okay, excellent, here we go.
Direct, good up, oil wings 977.
Your wings 352, lead contact Helsinki
On set, just before I forget it.
Thanks for talking, Joe.
Alright, cool. Setup is complete. Then let me quickly say goodbye to our passengers and then we'll start the approach briefing. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening again from the flight. This is your first officer speaking. In a few moments we're going to start our descent towards Helsinki already, with a remaining flight time of around 25 minutes. The weather in Helsinki at the moment, a little bit cold, temperatures of around -1 degree at clear sky, and the lights are winds. Thank you very much for choosing Scandinavia for today's flight, and we're looking forward to Scandinavian 702, speed 275.
Delivery track, can you give me 29 other run up operator?
AFA?
Okay, perfect. Speed 29 other run up operator.
Speed 290, greater Scandinavian to correction 702. So 295.
For sequencing, reduce speed 29 other run up.
And 295.
Turkish 79 of those.
There we go. VNAV is updated. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight again, your first officer. My sincerest apologies for the interruption due to air traffic control. We are soon going to start our descent towards Helsinki. Remaining flight time is now approximately at 25 minutes. The weather over there, clear skies, temperature -1. Thank you very much for choosing to fly with Scandinavian Airlines today. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did, and we look forward to welcome you again on board of one of our aircraft. In the meantime, we do wish you a nice day and see you all again soon. All right. So that much for our cabin. Now, just gotta enjoy the last couple of rays of light over here. And then I suppose we'll have to start the briefing momentarily. Man, this does look amazing. Okay, cool. So let's actually go ahead and brief.
In 76, on the conversion speed 29 other not separated.
13 miles, well, might as well just request descent already. Scandinavian Sub-02, request descent.
702, roger, descent to flight level 100.
Descending to flight level 100, Scandinavian Sub-02.
Finasmo extra Delta 7 ready, descent to flight level 100.
Set. Check. And why did VNAV just trip off?
Turkish 79 of those 7 ready, descent to flight level 300.
And we did request descent now, so alternate event, down we go.
Descending 300 when ready to come.
Alright, cool. So I'm going to go on to weather as well here. Terrain is not really an issue. And then we can start the briefing. So threats for today's arrival, honestly, I don't see any.
Helsinki control, good evening.
So let's go into the FMS. We got 250 below 100, forecast page is filled out, fixed wing runway 15, 10 miles, 4 miles. We talked about the arrival, Lakot above 100, Maron 250, VBAP. We'll ask them to relieve us of the speed at Alpo. Or not, really. Up to ATC, I don't care. The approach starts from Obuku, 2,120 feet, including temperature correction, 3-degree guide slope, down to the minimum of 383, which is already temperature corrected. Missed approach straight at 2 miles, left turn 080, cornering 2,000. And for those 2,000, we have to ask ATC if we need to apply temperature correction. So if we do, then it's going to be 2,200. If we don't, then ATC can take the responsibility and 2 is fine. I think they can. I think they've got minimum vectoring altitudes around 1,500, so that would be okay there. Alright, and that's everything I got for this. So
flight level 100.
Fuel on arrival, 2.5 down to a minimum of 2.2, giving us around 5 minutes extra fuel, burning 300, which is a landing weight of 57.6. And for that we are going to use flaps 30, auto brakes 3, vacate the runway to the right hand side, and then we'll see wherever they are going to park us.
Correct. Scandinavian 213 Charlie, contact
Yeah, and I think
control
that's
126
mostly it,
decimal
isn't it? Any questions? No? Perfect, so that's our briefing completed. Looks like this is a little turbulent here, so seatbelts on.
Yawning to Echo
And
Mike,
anti-ice on.
at the end of the round, leave the holding and continue climb plant round.
After the round, leave the
Tighter
holding
high.
and continue climb that round, dealing with Takeoff.
Italia 25.
I'm wondering if this gentleman is controlling any of the airports that are all the way up there to the north, or if they are really holding in Helsinki. I don't think they are, but let's find out. Scandinavian 702, any delays expected for us?
702. Yeah, there might be some delay in Helsinki TMA. There's also a big stream coming from the north at the moment.
Roger, does it help if we speed up further, like 320 knots?
Of course, you're clear 290 or greater, so you can do anything faster, that's fine.
Perfect, we'll increase 320 then, Scandinavian 702. Alright, speed 320. If we can get ourselves in front of a stream, then we're absolutely going to do that. I just checked how much traffic there was, like an hour before now, and there was nothing happening there at all. So for that reason I decided, well, let's go without any extra fuel, because they didn't seem to have many delays throughout the day, but obviously this time of the day the first couple of aircraft that went up to Rovaniemi may already be coming back, so for this reason, if we can go as fast as possible, then that's probably not a bad thing.
Helsinki Control, good evening, radar contact cleared, Lockwood.
Looks like we're about to enter the clouds here. Let's see, can we see any northern lights?
When ready, descend to flight level 100.
Unfortunately not. Was kind of hoping if you're flying to the Nordics, but no, not for now. That's fine.
W Papa, negative, you are cleared
I
for the last
suppose it is
8
fine.
mic arrival.
Right, so now we're on the slope, 320 knots, that's really everything we can do here. Arriving 15:22, so that's in about 15 minutes.
Contact clear to D-bomb for mic arrival.
So at 07, in 1 minute, we got to recycle the seatbelts.
15 runway and when ready descend for 100. Helsinki once again.
If we really do end up in holdings, then we gotta decide on what we're going to do. Generally speaking, we got 3 runways in Helsinki, and it's super good weather, so we could commit to landing there at any time, but we've got to check that when we actually know a little bit more. Let's see. Alternate fuel was 1.2 tons. That's like half an hour. So half an hour extra if we commit to land at destination. And the final reserves go down to an hour. Sorry, to 1,000 kilos. Sounds like the sensible thing to do in case it really does become busy. Alright, here's that minute over. Let's recycle the belts.
When ready, descend.
That's the sign for the cabin crew that it's now 15 minutes to landing.
Clear to the for mic arrival, runway 15 when headed descent level 100.
Okay, descent checklist please. Pressurization 9,100. RTIs, engine RTIs on. Approach fuel, disgusting. IS and all box checked and set. And that's the approach. Sorry, the descent checklist complete. I'm not used to saying that word anymore.
Scandinavian 702, contact Helsinki radar 149 at
Scandinavian 902. You broke up on the number 119 decimal, say again.
Sorry, 119.1.
Thank you, 119.1, Scandinavian 702, good luck.
This is about to meet runway 15, Greenwich 1019, in A Charlie.
Alright, and we got ATIS Golf. Helsinki, good evening, Scandinavian 702, flight level 168, descending 100, inbound Schlacko to information Golf. Runway 15, Scandinavian 702.
Good evening, passing 154.
Okay, we might still be flying through a couple of clouds here. Let's keep the anti-ice on for now. Now I gotta say, from time to time it is fun to do these short legs, isn't it? Even though I'm rather happy that I don't have to do those in the real world anymore. It's somewhat more relaxed just to, you know, get into the air, fly for 10 hours, land, stay somewhere for a day, go back home, and that's it. In the same time, on short haul ops you do 20 sectors. So, I very much prefer that. So, looking out there, I have a feeling that I know where the city is located. And that's not just from looking at the nav display.
Very good evening, Rainer, 9318.
So that speed is getting a little bit high for my taste. Let's use some speed brake here just to bring it well below 320.
Rainer Mike, arrival running 15, descending level 10, Rainer,
Alright, engine RTS off. And here we go, that speed is looking better. 1,000 to go. Vertical speed. Descend 5,000 feet, QNH 1019, speed 250 or greater, Scandinavian 702. Set, 5,000 checked, set QNH.
1019 for all of your services tonight. See you guys next time.
1019 is cross-check passing 10,700 now.
Helsinki Control, good evening, Merry Christmas.
Okay.
700 Alpha.
Unfortunately, he set speed 250 or greater. That does not leave us that does not immediately instruct us to fly faster. It just says you can if you want to. And that is where the operations manuals of most airlines will tell you, no, speed 250 please. Because if you went faster there would be a risk of bird strike, so for that reason we will be given 250. However, when we get to that second decel point down there, that one for the speed 220 at Alpha, that is where we might as well ask ATC if there is any further speed restriction, if he's not too busy. If he is, then we'll just fly it. Otherwise, we'll do it this way. Looks like it does need a little help here. So give me some more speed brake. Altimeters, passing 10,000, descended 5,000, 10 checks. And here we are at 250. So the fuel is balanced and we got 4 pumps on, lights on, angular bank 25, air cannon press, 4.0 descending, set fast belts on, recall, checked and 1.5 deselected. Cabin crew 10 minutes to landing. 10 checks complete. Fly direct to Helpo, Scandinavian 702.
Requesting direct Helsinki, Ekkolima, kilo, from November, initial approach for runway 15.
Even better, direct Elkoon, Scandinavian 702. Alright, Elkoon. LNAV available, LNAV. And VNAV. So we're right on it. That's wonderful. About as good as it gets. Oh, we just gotta get close enough that we can actually do the frisk. But we'll get there. Eventually. Miles, I think. Yeah, here we go. 2600 miles. Fair enough. Okay, cool. Frisk frequencies 109.1 3 times. Mixed rings, runway 15, 10 miles, 4 miles. Islands, Hotel Lima. Check 3 times. Standby instruments set, and course is 143. Approach checklist, altimeter instruments, and cross check, approach rates, check and set, approach checklist. 119.9 over the full story of our lives, Scandinavian 702. Good evening. Arrival, Scandinavian 702. Descending 2000 feet, Scandinavian 702. Set, 2000 checked. Nice, so next up is going to be Tower, which is probably 18.6. Pre-selected. Well then, let's have some fun. Provided I can actually find the top. Here it is. So, at the moment we're only cleared to Elkoon, we are not cleared for the approach yet. And he doesn't seem busy right now, so let's use that time. Scandinavian 702, just to confirm, in case of missed approach, do we need to apply cold temperature correction, or is 2000 feet fine?
We haven't had time to look at the temperature corrections, so they're at pilot discretion currently.
Roger that. So in that case, we'll climb to 2120 in case of missed approach, Scandinavian 702.
Gotcha.
He did not take the responsibility, so therefore we have to do it.
7, contact tower 18085.
18850. If he had said anything like, yeah, 2000 is no problem, then it would have been fine, then it would have been on his responsibility. But since he said, like, it's pilot discretion, then we of course have to do it. A little speed brake here, as we are getting a tad fast. Something that I really like about the 737 is that the speed bug is reducing gradually. That makes it really easy to see how well you are doing on the energy profile. So I can simply keep the speed brake until reaching the speed bug and then retract it, and that's it. Contrary to, for example, a 777, where you would have to apply a little bit of guesswork as to whether you are currently on the profile or not.
Maintain speed 200 knots or greater until L, and via L, Jedi, 5.
Speed 200 or greater until Elkoon, via Elkoon, cleared LS 15, Scandinavian 702. Okay, well, looking at the wind, it's down the runway at 19 knots, we can do that. Normally that would have been a little bit too fast, but with that wind, no problem. Okay, we are clear for the approach. Approach round. Speed intervent, and let's go for 200 flaps more. Speed checked.
Right with the tuning, spin up for exfoliant.
Hello, Delta, arrive position 2000 feet.
Speed spin up for exfoliant.
Delta, G200.
Wall on capture. And we're over at altitude, so let's start using. That's 5.
25.
Speed checked. That's 5. Scandinavian 702 established.
Captain thanks, contact tower 18.850.
118.850, Scandinavian 702, good night. Helsinki target evening, Scandinavian 702, established ILS 25. Last of capture.
Scandinavian 702, Helsinki
Or
tower, good
altitude
evening, continue approach number 2.
Number 2, Scandinavian 702.
Paradise, okay, 477.
It's now 477, automatic, count 121.8, Mori.
Thank you, Trevor.
Scandinavian 702, wind 150 degrees, now not runway 15, clear to land.
Runway 15, clear to land, Scandinavian 702. Now look at that, crossable boo-boo, exactly 2120. The cold temperature correction is working perfectly. I love it. Come on. Get the lights on. Okay, our landing checklist. Start switches, continuous, recall, check, speed brake, arm green light, and, well, holding up gear. So, gear down, flaps 15. Flaps 30, speed checked. Complete the landing checklist. So landing gear down 3 green, auto brake 3 set, flaps 30, 30, green light, landing lights on, landing checklist completed, crew seated, clear to land.
1000.
Checked. So remember, in case of go around, it's a low missed approach altitude. Checked. Back to terrain over here.
500.
Checked. And 500, continue.
Tower hello, Finnair, Charlie Island, 15.
So, correcting that speed.
Finnair,
I was kind of hoping that gust might just reverse itself here, but looks like it doesn't.
Okay, Charlie
100.
Now it does. Checked. Lights checked.
Minimums.
Yeah, we are on the puppy, that's fine. That was an unexpected gust. So we are on the puppy, that's good.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Speed brake up, thrust reverse normal, idle reverse. 100 knots.
Head of house, CC 697 holding.
80 knots.
Short of runway 2 left.
Easy
60 knots. Manual brakes.
Hello. One flow golf cross runway 2 left, continue taxi to holding point whiskey golf.
Continue taxi 2, holding point with golf cross runway 22 left.
Good evening to the airport, explode just over Charlotte 5, 180 on the 6.
And here we are, Yankee Fox, I believe.
Finnair 4 exit Delta, Helsinki Tower, continue approach, brake, Finnair 8 Charlie, Papa wind 140 degrees, 8 knots runway 15 left plan.
1 neutral, Finnair 8 Charlie, Papa.
Tower, good evening, Finnair 1401, holding
So it should be clear the runway over here.
Finnair 1401, Helsinki Tower, hello, one flow golf cross runway 2 left, continue taxi to holding point whiskey golf.
Cross 2 left, continue taxi to Whiskey Golf, Finnair 1401.
Switching to ground. Good night.
Good night.
Okay, that's 121 decimal 8.
Wow, 151 out.
Yep, this gentleman has just crashed us with his wing.
Finnair 19er, reach you for.
Traveler, Scandinavian 702, runway vacated.
Scandinavian 702, taxi to stand 14 by Delta Foxtrot.
14 by Delta Fox, Scandinavian 702. Am I gonna tell him now that we've... Okay, literally straight ahead. Am I gonna bother with saying 777 crashed us? And probably not.
Confirm the same for us, German cargo to someone.
If German cargo contact down
So, apron 1 east and gate 14. No following needed. Handling by shipboard.
Ground hello, Finnair Charlie Papa vacated.
So, slight right hand turn and then we are there already.
Finnair 8 Charlie Papa.
I'll probably keep both engines running here, that's just easier.
Stand 1 to Yankee and Delta Golf, Finnair 8
Because we still have so many turns to do. Rather slow as well, so... Not gonna save much anyway. As soon as we're turning into the gate, then I'll shut the engine down just so that we get the bonus for doing the single engine taxi. So, lights off, shutdown 2.
And squawk 0515.
And why is the weather radar not off? Here we go, that's better. So it does say 738 up there. Don't ask me why the stupid thing is in feet. And stop.
Hi now, 5 Vector X-ray, good day, do you receive me?
So 2 blue, 1 red, engines dead. Okay, here we are. Cabin crew, all doors in park. Light. And we've got both engines below 20%. Nice. And you. Alright then. Shutdown checklist, please. Fuel pumps, 1 on for the APU. Electrical on APU. Fast modes off, wind read off, probe beat off, anti-ice off, hydraulic pumps off, Voice recorder auto, air compacts off, engine bleeds on, APU bleed off, exterior lights, steady logo and wheel well. Start switch is off, auto brake off, speed brake down to 10, flaps up and light, parking brake set, start lever is cut off, weather radar off, transponder 2000 standby, CB in, cockpit door unlocked, transit shutdown checklist complete. Alright, so give me chocks, give me ground power, and then stop annoying me. So disarm all the doors, open one left and open the cargo doors. And with that, my friends, we have made it. So let's as well just shut the airplane down completely. And that's about it. Alright, I do hope that you guys have enjoyed today's flight. As always, be sure to leave your feedback in the comments underneath the video. Let me know how you like the 737, let me know how you like flights like these. I do hope that you appreciated them, and with all of that out of the way, as always, thank you very much for watching. As always, like, comment and subscribe, and if you really love what I'm doing on this channel, I would appreciate a small donation through the Buy Me Coffee link in the video description below. Thank you very much for watching, and then I'm looking forward to see you all again on the next one.